Hello, my name is Tim Barnes, co-founder of the Blacktooth Brewing Company. Welcome to Sheridan's oldest and largest craft brewery.
Brewing beer to me, especially in a commercial setting, it's a mix of science and art. There's always the numbers, and I have an engineering background, so I love the numbers. I love hitting those numbers and being accurate as possible. But there's always, you're dealing with little tiny life organisms, and so there's always some moments where things don't go exactly right. And so there's a little bit of artwork, and sometimes you don't always know why it works this way, you just know that it does. And so that takes experience, that takes just doing it day in, day out. And that's why I love it. There's the science keeps me, grounded, but the art helps me be creative.
Most people don't really view a brewery as a manufacturer. We are essentially, by definition, taking raw goods and refining them to create a finished product that's sold both at retail and at wholesale. So while we are a food producer and an FDA food facility, we are at our core a manufacturer. Our coding is as a manufacturer, and again, the manipulation of raw materials into finished goods is essentially what we're doing by taking malted barley and hops, utilizing the equipment that we have here to create a finished product that goes into a 12-ounce can or a 16-gallon keg, and then resold both wholesale and at retail to an end user in the form of a finished beer. So a lot of folks don't look at us as a manufacturer per se, like they would somebody refining steel or creating equipment from raw goods. But again, it's at our core, we're a manufacturer, and there's certainly a fair amount of steel downstairs that would justify our process as being a manufacturer.
But the one thing about making beer at this size, it's a little bit different than if you make homebrew at home. You can control every single part of the process. It's your beer. When you give it to your friend that came over, you can proudly say, that is my beer. I don't feel comfortable saying that about any of our beers at Blacktooth, because at any point, any one of our team members has the opportunity to continue a world-class process, and then they also have the opportunity to ruin a world-class process. Every single role is key. It starts at the Brewhouse, but if the person that ordered the ingredients didn't get the best quality ingredients, they've already got an uphill battle. So once we brew the beer and it's into the fermenter, well, the fermenter was cleaned by a cellarman. And so if the cellarman didn't properly clean the tank, well, now all the hard work that the brewer made during the day is lost because it doesn't have a clean tank to ferment in. And then that same day, the third person, often I do the yeast transfers, but then if I were to do a poor yeast transfer, an unsanitary yeast transfer, again, it's all lost. And so at every single point in the process, there's a lot of opportunity to ruin our product. And we take pride in the fact that every single person that works in the back in the summer, almost all 12 of those people have a critical role in making the beer. Even so much as often people think of breweries that keg washers is like, well, it's just a keg washer. But the thing is if you can make the best beer possible, it could be the best beer in the world, but if you put it into a bad keg, it's worthless now. And so that's so important that every single process is done right. And I really take pride in the beer that we make because it takes the entire team to do that.